All right, everyone, and we're live again. So this is exciting. This is the fourth episode, I guess you could say, of the Will Foxification podcast. Even though it's more kind of just like live streams at this point, but the podcast thing is coming. It's definitely in the works. So there are definitely some things that I want to get into tonight. So I'll try to take my time here by, as I allow more people to kind of come into the stream. But there are a couple of things I want to get into. So for one, I have a product review in the works that I want to talk to you guys about. It's gonna be interesting. So hopefully I always enjoy the transparency. I try to be transparent in everything that I do and honest and ethical about everything I do. So I'm gonna explain that to you guys to you guys best I can. Sorry, I got choke, I got dust in my throat or something. So the second thing, I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts again. Excuse me, sorry. So I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts again because I bought Kingdom Hearts, the remastered edition. Well, 1 and 2 and plus some others remastered. So I'm going to play those and review those. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk further about Darkplace because that video seemed to got me a little bit of success. So I'm excited about that. That was a video I was very passionate about doing. One that I've been working on. Well, not working on for a while, but one that I've wanted to do for a long time considering I love the show so much. And I'm going to explain a little bit further in case you haven't watched that video. I'm also going to discuss... I said it's the Darkplace. I'm going to talk about American Beauty a little bit more. Sorry, I realized that my episode title didn't change. So we'll talk about American Beauty a little bit more. Talk about just some other random stuff as well. Last time we talked about male pattern baldness, so that was fun. Stuff like that is always fun. But yeah, we can talk about whatever you guys want to discuss. Just let me know kind of with the questions coming in, and then we can talk about, anything that you would like to talk about within reason, of course, that won't get me in trouble. But yeah, let me just change this real quick, and then we'll be good to go. Sorry. Okay, a lot of these live streams are done sort of a little impromptu, so to speak. So first thing I'm going to talk about, I listed this first in the thumbnail for a reason. So the Darth Vader helmet, the first thing I want to discuss. There's a reason I want to discuss this. I wrote the script. I've scripted out the whole Darth Vader helmet review. So if you don't know, I told you about this before. There's a helmet that Lager Toys sent to me for free, basically, to review, similar to the way I reviewed the Loki helmet, or the Loki scepter. So I'm going to show it to you guys in a second. But there's a reason I bring it up. The reason I want to talk about it, just also for one, to tell you what I've been working on and what is coming up. Maybe this week, maybe next week. I'm not quite sure yet. But I'm working on it. And it's funny because this review is not going to be like overly positive. Like basically, I'm going to tell you that I like the helmet, but I don't love it. I'm going to explain my reasoning behind it. But they sent me the product, knowing I talked about flaws with the Loki scepter as well. So they knew they wanted me to make a similar video. I'm making pretty much the exact same video, just with a different product. So they might not love exactly what I have to say, but my job is not to, lie to you guys or mislead or be dishonest. My job is to honestly give you my opinion on a product and honestly review it and be as thorough as I can be. So that's my job, and that's kind of what I'm sticking to, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. Here is, it's a little bit heavy. So here is the Darth Vader helmet. Hopefully you can see it. This is the Lager Toys Darth Vader helmet that they sent me. This arrived actually today. It was stuck in customs for a little bit, and it was actually very, very something that I was very much looking forward to receiving. So it's a product generally, that I'll go into more details. I don't want to spoil too much from the video for you. I'll put it on real quick if I can. I don't know if it'll work actually. Yeah, I don't know. I won't put it on for now. Yeah, it's easy to come apart like that. So I don't break everything. But yeah, that's the Lager Toys Darth Vader helmet. Like I said, I'm going to basically explain to you guys in the product review that I do that it is a helmet that I like but don't love. There are some flaws with it. It's a $300 helmet that I'll leave a link to in the description when I actually review it. But generally, just to update you guys, like when I do product reviews or movie reviews, my job is not to beat around the bush and to lie about things. My job is to be direct and tell you whether you should invest your money in something. So just because a company sends me a product for free to review, they're not paying me anything. They send me the product, but that's about it. Hey, Aldo, what's up? They send me the product to review, and my job is to be honest and not mislead you guys. So I'm going to be honest and point out the flaws, and that's what I'm going to do. So if companies don't want to send me products in the future because I might be negative about their product, that's totally fine. I'm fine with paying for products out of pocket as long as I can keep my ethical standards and honesty to me. So that's just one thing I want to discuss with that. But we'll look out for that Darth Vader helmet review. Hopefully this week, but maybe next week. Not sure yet. So hi, yeah, Aldo said hi, dude. I'm glad to have you here. I know you said you wanted. I think you said you wanted to join in one of these live streams. So I'm glad you actually made it this time. So I'm excited to have you here because you've always been a lot of great insights over the. I mean, you've almost been doing this for 2 years. You've been here for a lot of it for sure. So always happy to have you for sure. So second thing I want to talk about is Kingdom Hearts. So I mentioned Kingdom Hearts last time. This is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 remix. So it's a remaster for PS4. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out on PlayStation in 2018, PlayStation 4. And it's been a game, like I mentioned before, that's been in development for a long time. It's been under development for a long time. There's a lot of hype surrounding this game. So I bought the first two, basically. I'm going to play the first two. I'm going to review them for you guys and sort of explain kind of, my general thoughts like I do for every video game review. What I think about the gameplay, what I think about the story, the characters, the music, all that stuff, the visuals. But Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are beloved by so many fans, so I'd have a hard time believing I won't like it. It's considered one of probably the best games ever, I would say. A lot of people love this game, both games. I'm going to review both separately. I'll probably do non-spoiler reviews. So, a lot of you guys haven't played Kingdom Hearts. I've never played Kingdom Hearts. So what I'll probably do is just do non-spoiler reviews so you guys can kind of get interested in them that way. But we'll see kind of how that develops and how that goes. But we'll see what people want, I guess, or how the review develops when I start crafting it. But basically, yeah, I'm going to try to, just create reviews, like I said, that are honest and ethical, like I've always mentioned. But Kingdom Hearts should be fun. I'm excited to actually play it. I don't love RPG games. Basically, the gist of it is you go to all these different Disney worlds, and there's like a connecting story between them. But like I said, Monsters Inc. in the new one, Hercules, like I don't know what world exactly that is. There'll be other worlds, probably like Frozen, I would guess, and Avengers, those kind of things. But Disney created worlds, lively Disney worlds, and you'll go and follow this story with these characters and go kind of that way. So yeah, we got some new comments. So Noir Detective said, "Whoa, I catch your stream again." Yes, I'm glad you actually made it this time. Or you made it last time too, so yeah, you said again, so my bad. Yeah, I'm a little bit early this time. I usually do it around like 8 or 8:30, but honestly, I got a lot of filming to do for this helmet, so I got to do that ASAP. So when I'm done this stream, that's what I'm going to be doing and editing. But it'll take me days to film that helmet for sure. Cole Deansy said, "What up, Will? What's up, dude? I appreciate I don't know if you made it. I think you made it last time or the time before. So yeah, I appreciate you coming back then. I'm glad you guys came back to this stream. So I got different lights set up this time. I noticed I'm a little pink looking, but that's fine. You guys don't really care. But last time I noticed the light, it was different lights. So they were like dimming and it would get really dark and it would just be like me kind of looking all dark and mysterious. I guess it's kind of cool if that's the look you're going for, but it wasn't really. So that's kind of something that is a little bit weird. So this time it should be good to go. So if you guys saw, I posted a video today about Garth Marenghi's Darkplace. So I want to talk a little bit more about Darkplace. Garth Marenghi's Darkplace, I think I undersold it, and I sold it pretty hard in that video. I think I undersold it because it might be my favorite comedy show ever. And that's saying something because Chappelle's Show is fantastic. Chappelle's Show and Garth Marenghi both are excellent. And I'm kind of in between those two, which I like more. Chappelle's Show is probably a better show just in terms of, how funny it is and how, witty it is and just generally a better show. But I have a soft spot in my heart for Garth Marenghi's Darkplace because it's just so hilarious. It's so dumb and it's so silly, but it's so clever at the same time. And that's why I love it, because it's just witty and it's just dumb and it's easy viewing, but it's just hilarious. If you guys haven't watched Garth Marenghi's Darkplace, you should watch it. Basically, like I mentioned, the plot is the character. It's an 80s television show ripoff, basically, where the characters work at a hospital, and it's kind of like a horror show where like there's weird things, mysterious things happening around the hospital. So like there's a Scottish mist that comes and starts killing people, I guess. There's like a mysterious eye child that shows up and is dangerous and I have to figure out how to solve it. There's like a telekinetic person who is killing people in the hospital. And it just like kind of plays on those horror show tropes. And it does so with like poor special effects and stupid dialogue and dumb characters and poor acting. And it's just hilarious, It's like Airplane and Naked Gun. That's like I mentioned in the video. It's like those kind of things, but just, I'd say a little more weird and a little more out there, I would say, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, and it's definitely pretty crazy. So Aldo said, I saw 2 episodes of Garth Marenghi's Darkplace. I'm loving it so much. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you're loving it. I can't remember. There's 6 episodes total. I can't remember which is my favorite, honestly. I think I like kind of the first one a lot, but I love all of them, dude. They're all so funny. Like, I think I've watched all 6 episodes probably 20 times, like all 20 times. And dude, I never get tired of it because there's only 6 episodes. Like, you can't really get tired of it. And I know the jokes are coming, and I still laugh at them. That's how funny it is to me. And I don't think it's just me. So it's just not me. They're like, it's like such a well done show that like no one knows about, and that's kind of why I titled it the best show you've never heard of, because it's like, it's just like no, like I knew nothing about it before 2012. I think I mentioned in the video. My brother introduced it to me. He was like, "You gotta watch this show. It's like super weird, but it's hilarious. It's like so funny." And I was like, I don't know. It seems kind of weird. But then I watched it. I was like, dude, this is like so good. This is like so. It's like so bad, but so good. But it's not like The Room bad. You know, it's not like The Room bad where it's like meant to be a drama and turns out really awful. Like, it's meant to be dumb. It's meant to be bad and meant to make you laugh. And it's meant to mock those low budget horror TV shows and horror movies and those kind of things. But it's just like, the acting is so good. Like, I tweeted one of the creators, Matthew Holness. I don't think he's gonna respond, but I tweeted him the video and I was like, dude, and I tweeted Netflix and I was like, Netflix, get on this. I don't know if they want to do any more of the show. They might not really want to do it, but I was like, Netflix, get on this. Like, this show could be huge on Netflix, at least very popular, and get people. It's just kind of weird, and that's kind of what fits on Netflix, you know, just unique, kind of interesting content, especially comedy. And I think it would work really well there, and I think it would do really well there. I don't know exactly how it would do on a network, not a network, but like, you know, even Cartoon Network. It was on Adult Swim briefly. I don't know how it would do on that kind of network. It might do okay, but I think on Netflix or Hulu or something where it could just kind of reach that specific audience, I think it could be wide reaching. Some people might not get it or might not want to get it, but I think generally, yeah, it could be really fantastic. It was really fantastic. Only 6 episodes. Supposedly, I think they wrote maybe like 30 or 40 of them or something, but they just never made them. So like, I think they have a lot of material to work with if the people behind it ever wanted to come back and do it. Like, I would be thrilled. If this show was on Netflix, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be so ecstatic. But Cole said, you got me intrigued. Yeah, dude, you should watch it. I really think you would like it. Like I said, if you like Airplane or Naked Gun or Scary Movie, even Scary Movie 1 and 2, probably, this Garth Marenghi's Darkplace can be right up your alley. Garth Marenghi's Darkplace is probably smarter than Scary Movie. Airplane, it's debatable. Airplane's probably funnier overall, but it's really close, honestly. And Airplane, I think, is the funniest movie ever, and it had that study I showed you guys. It was the funniest movie ever. But Darkplace is so funny, dude. I laugh so much. My favorite character is Thornton Reed, played by Richard Ayoade. He is hilarious. He's so hilarious. Like, every time, his acting is so bad on purpose, and he's just so hilarious. And I love him. But yeah. So Darkplace, watch that video if you haven't already. You can tell it has a little bit more views than my regular videos do. That's because I posted on Reddit. And normally when I post on Reddit, I'm going to check now. Normally when I post on Reddit, I get downvoted like to blazes, to oblivion. But this time I actually got some upvotes in the R Television subreddit. And I was surprised because generally it doesn't really go well for me. But yeah, so it worked out this time. Yeah, I got, if I could click it. 110 upvotes. I was actually kind of in the higher ups in that subreddit today, and I was pretty excited about that. That never happens for me because I don't think they like self-promotion on Reddit, and they can kind of tell that it's me posting my own video, which I still sometimes try anyway just to see if it'll work. But it doesn't usually. So it doesn't usually work out, but I try. But anyway, yeah, that's Garth Marenghi's Darkplace. Check it out. It's all on YouTube. I left all the links in the description of that video that I posted, but you can also just type in Darkplace episode 1. It's all on there. I think the same guy posted all 6 episodes, so you can just watch them from him, and then kind of go from there. But you guys are gonna love it. Trust me. I'd be surprised if you didn't. But like I said, just know that it's intentionally bad. It's intentionally dumb, but it's kind of smart in the way it does it. It's not meant to be like a drama or super insightful or anything. It's just meant to be fun. Yeah, no architect said just post them on Reddit without them knowing that they are your videos. Dude, I try. Trust me. I don't post and say like this is my video or anything. I just kind of introduce it as, you know, what the title of the video is, and they just kind of, I guess, do the deductive reasoning and kind of figure it out, or they just don't like it. Maybe they don't like it. I don't know, but who knows? Reddit doesn't really seem to take to me sometimes, but it's okay. So American Beauty. I'm gonna talk about American Beauty. This live stream might not be as long. It really just depends because. Like I said, I got so much filming to do and so much schoolwork to do. So I had just finished up a schoolwork assignment. So I did that, and I got to film this product review and get it done. So like I said, I already scripted out. I got the music in. Just got to film everything, which could take days, honestly, to film everything. But we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, so American Beauty. So American Beauty, I'm going to talk about that a little bit further because I think generally you guys agree with me on that film. I'm not exactly sure. What's funny about it is it's like at the time it was considered so insightful and so groundbreaking, I guess you could say. But now looking back on it, like it still is, I guess. But it comes across like a little bit silly sometimes, like I kind of mentioned. Like I think I mentioned the bag scene. The bag scene in American Beauty is just like when I was watching, I like laughed because I was like, this is like, it's a little weird, you know? Like, I mean, I've dealt with some weird stuff. Like you guys have requested weird stuff, and I loved it. And I've seen some weird movies myself, and I love them. But sometimes there's like a line, you know, like there's like a line you got to draw in the sand and be like, okay, this is like so kind of pretentious that it gets a little silly, and that's kind of what it is. Like the Ricky is just kind of like looking at his bag video, and he's like, sometimes I just, you know, like there's so much beauty in the world, I just can't take it, and like the bag is dancing with me. I'm like, dude, like it's a bag, like it's a grocery bag, like floating in the wind, like. I didn't quite that didn't quite resonate with me the way the creators probably wanted it to, and that's kind of where I kind of lost it a little bit. So that's kind of, I don't know. It just didn't quite work for me. And there's some other areas as well, like some of the fantastical like dream sequences, fantasy scenes, like they look really cool and they like are effective, I guess I'd say, for the most part. But sometimes it's like it just gets a little silly, like where it gets kind of full, like a little full of itself. Someone asked me in another live stream, like, what are the most pretentious movies I've seen? American Beauty's not. It's like kind of up there. It can get pretentious, but it just kind of like it comes across full of itself at times, sort of like what I mentioned with a ghost story, and that's kind of just kind of the direction that I go with it. American Beauty is, I don't know, very. It's a good movie. I gave it an 8. Like I liked it overall. Like I didn't hate it or anything. I still really liked it, but like it doesn't quite hold up the way that I wanted it to, the way that I remembered. So when I watched it when I was a kid, like I think I enjoyed it more this time because I could appreciate it more. But I think overall, like I can appreciate it more, but I can also kind of see where it gets a little kind of silly, and that's kind of just how I interpreted it, so and how I viewed it. So yeah, American Beauty. If you guys have any thoughts on American Beauty or anything else I discussed, let me know in the comments, or just ask me questions or whatever. We can kind of go from there. So yeah, I think that's, well, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to discuss on American Beauty. Yeah, well, Kevin Spacey. So it sucks because Kevin Spacey, well, if he did those things, which I'm pretty sure he did those things, that's pretty awful. That's some pretty awful stuff to do. And I don't, yeah, it's awful, man. It sucks that his career is ruined, but he kind of did it to himself, to be honest. He did those things probably. I mean, he kind of admitted to them. So, I mean, he said he doesn't remember. So I don't know. It's kind of like an admission of guilt to me, but I don't know for sure. I mean, I can't say that he for sure did it, but I mean, he's getting like, you know, gone through the ringer, and rightly so, considering what he did. So it sucks because he was such a good actor and said he had such a good career, and supposedly on set he could kind of be, I heard from John Bernthal in an interview that he said he kind of viewed him as a bully on the set of Baby Driver, which was interesting because like I never really viewed Kevin Spacey that way. And it's weird to think about sometimes, like actors behind the scenes and how they might not be as awesome and friendly and likable as we all may think, and which is kind of interesting. Because normally we don't think of it that way. We think of these perfect people and these people who got everything figured out and they're so likable and charismatic. But it's kind of just like a show sometimes, it seems like. Like it's an act. Like if you watch some of the late night talk shows, like sometimes it's like, this is like, it sometimes feels forceful. Like some of them are better at it than others. Some of them just feel disingenuous, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of does it. Doesn't work for me. So Aldo said, I really like American Beauty, but the drama does feel kind of forced in the end. I didn't really understand the point of the film. So, yeah, I think it's kind of like, it does kind of feel forced, but I thought, spoilers by the way, I think you guys have seen it though, so you're probably good. The death at the end, the shooting, I mean, I get kind of why the shooter would do it, like, but his personality, like, I didn't understand why he would just do that. You know what I mean? Like, I get he kind of flies off the handle every now and then, but you just kill somebody, I don't know. It didn't work for me. It didn't make sense. I'm not really sure what direction they were trying to go. Maybe it was shock value. I guess the point of the film is that, like, sometimes life, the routine, the grind of life can wear people down, and it can be like people felt kind of hopeless and directionless, like they were just going through the motions and not really living the way they wanted to. And at that time, maybe that was a message that resonated with people, but you know, it still probably does today, I'd say. But it's kind of like shows the mundane and the ordinary and how it can wear on you, even though we do take our lives for granted, I guess I'd say. So that's kind of the point of it, I guess. The point is to show how people can become they can drown in their own routine and in their own consistency, so to speak. Even though we love consistency, we love routines for the most part, most of us, and even though that can still kind of drown people, the regular everyday people like ourselves. Cole Dini said it really is unfortunate because he's an incredible actor. It really is. Like, it really does suck. I mean, there's been a lot of allegations right now, and it's crazy. Like, it's crazy to think that these kind of, mostly these guys would do these kind of things, which really sucks because, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, including myself, idolize a lot of these actors, and to kind of find out that they're doing these shady things. I mean, I don't know for sure that they're doing these things. These are accusations. They're not all of them have been proven, so I'm not going to rush to judgment on those things until we, kind of know for sure. But based on what people are saying, like, it's not good what's going on right now. So it's very rough and not a good look for Hollywood right now. So, and it sucks. Like I said, everyone idolizes these actors, and it's, they're not really being as ethical as we would like them to be. But some of the allegations are a little more credible than others. Not going to go too much into that, but it really just depends. It's a case-by-case basis. It's not like, everything is true that everyone says, and it's just, we all just accept it. Like, it's a case-by-case basis. And a lot of these claims are obviously true, and some of them are, maybe less credible, I'd say, based on certain cases. But it sucks to see these actors kind of, do these bad things. So, and they just, I mean, I guess if they did those things, they deserve to be punished for them. So that's kind of how it goes. You got to be ethical, I guess. But yeah, it really is unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. Same with kind of James Franco. That really sucks because I felt like he deserved an Oscar nomination. Yeah, I felt like James Franco deserved an Oscar nomination, but that supposedly that allegation didn't hurt him because it came like the last day of voting for the Academy and it didn't factor in. But I kind of find that hard to believe because to me, I felt like he was a clear nominee. He's not a clear winner. It's really a 3-horse race between Chalamet, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Gary Oldman. But ultimately, I think, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to predict who's going to win at some point. James Franco wasn't going to win, but I think he should have been nominated. And I'm not exactly sure why he was. And I mean, I didn't see Roman J. Israel. I didn't actually see it, but I heard bad reviews for it. So I always have trouble nominating. I think Denzel is a fantastic actor. You guys remember, I gave Denzel my award last year for Best Actor. I think he's amazing. But I always have a problem nominating an actor in a bad movie or a mediocre movie. Usually it's the best actors in the best movies. And that's kind of how it's done. So it's kind of weird to me. And Disaster Artist was very well received and got 1 Oscar nomination. So Aldo said, kind of like Jim Carrey, I can't really see him after reading the things he did to his girlfriend. I forget, what did he do exactly? You guys have to tell me. I don't know. But if he did some stuff, that's not good either. So these guys, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Who knows what's happening with them. But there's some exposing going on. So that's kind of what's going on. So I don't know. With Hollywood right now, like I said, it's not a good look. But we'll see. We'll see how it unfolds. You never really know for sure. So, but yeah, so random talk. So last time, we're just going to discuss some random things here. So last time we were talking about like male pattern baldness and accepting. So if you guys are here there last time, I explained to you that I shaved my head, so I don't really have much hair anymore. I showed you guys what I look like with hair. When I turned 24, I started to lose my hair when I was 24, I think, or at least that's when I noticed it. Before, I didn't ever really notice it. Like, I had issues. Well, I probably had issues at 24 and on, like I said. Before I had like a full head of hair, I had no problem. I could have like a cool hairstyle, and actually let me show you actually. I'm gonna show you this now actually. When I was in my college years, like, this one of the reasons I've always liked wearing a beanie. I've always been big into music, as you guys can see behind me. I used to be like pretty, I don't know, I wouldn't say I was like seen, but I was like pretty, how would you describe it? Like, little artistic and kind of a little like unique with my hairstyle. And I had the flippy hair, and I was kind of a little more, I guess, a band member looking like, and I'll kind of show you an image of it. I could show you what I was kind of going for. But yeah, that was like an interesting point in my life where I was like, okay, there it is. That was an interesting point in my life where I was kind of trying new things and trying new looks and styles and all that kind of stuff. And I was, trying something a little bit different. So, yeah, that's what's interesting about it. It's always kind of interesting to see those things. But yeah, you can tell I used to like straighten my hair and stuff, and it took me like a little while to do it. And it was funny because a lot of people were just kind of confused by it because like I live in a rural area that like there are definitely people who looked like that, but not a ton. So like I would kind of get like weird looks and stuff, which is always kind of interesting. But yeah, like that was an era where I was, I still play music a lot and stuff, but that was there when I was like trying to be a professional musician, and I like, was really into looking the part. And I guess I still kind of dress like that. I guess I have like a weird sweater on now, which is kind of weird, but yeah, generally like I just think honestly, just talking about this stuff, like we all kind of go through big changes in our lives. You know what I mean? Like we all kind of go through transformations, and like that picture was, I think I was probably 22 at the time. So I mean, I'm 26 now, almost 27. So like it's amazing the kind of transformation that can happen in 4 or 5 years, even 3 years, 2 years. So yeah, it happens really quickly. And like you guys, I think most of you guys are around my age, but if you're younger, like just know like things change really quickly, and like you're going to continue to evolve and grow and just change. And that's what's kind of interesting about it. So I'm gonna delete that because you guys have probably seen enough of that. But yeah, that's kind of well, I could show you one more. Actually, I'll show you one more. This is okay. So this is a better one actually. So it's always interesting. I think it's fun looking back at these things because I like to laugh at myself. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself every now and then. That's what makes it fun. Okay. Whoa, that's a big picture. You can even see my hair products in the photo, which is hilarious. That was me though. Yeah, I had like the flippy hair. And I was like a little, I wouldn't say I was an emo kid. Like I didn't like dress in all black and like wear eyeliner and stuff. I didn't do any of that. But I just kind of had, I've always been a big fan of the pop rock, pop punk scene and genre. And I dressed and looked like those guys. That was kind of my thing. So I still kind of dress like that. I dress a little more mature now, I would say, or a little bit different, not necessarily mature. But it's just like crazy to look back at that kind of stuff and just look back at, the changes that happen. But yeah, Aldo said, I don't think I've ever seen you without a beanie. Well, dude, if you go back, I don't remember which review it is. I did reviews way back where I did a couple without the beanie. I had hair at that point. You could tell I was kind of receding and balding, and it just gets worse over time. Like, I don't think I have one. I could show you guys a picture of like my balding at some point. Maybe I'll do it on another podcast. Like I could show you. It was like pretty bad. Like I had the bald spot on the top, and like you get the island, so you get like a little patch in the front and like nothing on the crowns in the sides, and then kind of like a bald spot. And that's kind of what happened to me. So, and you just a lot of receding and stuff. So it's funny because supposedly, like I mentioned, it skips a generation. So like my dad and my uncle both have full heads of hair. But my brother's balding less, but he's still balding kind of like I am. He has thicker hair to be able to cover it up more. But yeah, I shaved my head, so you couldn't really tell I had hair into this anyway. But I shaved my head, so I don't actually have hair anymore. I'll show you guys that at some point. Maybe I'll make a video about it. That'd be fun. But yeah, generally, like I said, just accepting that stuff. Like that's what I would recommend. Like I feel way less self-conscious about it now than I did then, because like you try to cover it up and you just try to, make it seem like it's, all okay when it's not, and just, embrace things and accept change. And that's it was really hard for me to do, but I did it and I feel a lot better about it now. So, no, I just said, please make a video about it. So Cold Dean's, yeah, maybe I will, dude. If you guys are interested in that, I will. Maybe just talk about balding and acceptance. And it won't be like scripted or anything. I'll just talk like I am now. Codeine said I went through that stage. So yeah, so you were a little pop punk kid like I was. So that's cool. Yeah, I just kind of, I wasn't really doing it to impress anyone. I did it because I thought it looked cool and I liked how I looked and I thought it was interesting. And I still do. I still like that look a lot. I follow a lot of those guys still, and I still kind of like that style, that fashion. I'm not like huge into fashion. I don't follow fashion or anything, but I do like dressing well and looking presentable and looking nice and stuff, and looking, like I look good and I feel confident, that kind of thing. So Harry said, embrace it. Darth Vader was bald. Oh man, let me fix that. Now that you brought Darth Vader up. So Harry, I don't know if you just came in. This is like the helmet that I got that I'm going to review. So there are going to be some pros and cons with it for sure. So that's going to be interesting to see. Let me show you this real quick. Let's see. it's always kind of interesting to get the helmet on the head, which is there we are. So here, okay. So here you can see now. Yeah, you saw it on Instagram. I know I posted on Instagram if you guys follow me on there. I think it's Will_Foxification. But you can see this is the Darth Vader helmet, and it kind of it does kind of look like a bucket. Yeah, that's kind of what the look is. But yeah, that's kind of that's what I'm going to be filming and working on, because it's the upcoming review, and I'm sure Lager Toys wants me to get that review out as soon as possible. So yeah, it's funny though, like the helmet is a little more narrow than some of the other competitors are. And it's weird, like some of the other competitors, like a Novus and some others, like a little bit wider. This one's a little bit narrower. But yeah, you're right, Cole. It's glossier. But yeah, Harry, the helmet is a little bit big, but honestly, it's kind of smaller than the other ones, which is interesting. So when you have the full suit on, I don't think it looks as big. Like if I put the helmet on now, it wouldn't look as big. I think I could show you a photo, maybe. No, I don't know if I have one. But yeah, I'll show you when I do the review. You guys will see the helmet on me and everything. But it's okay. It's all right. It's all right product. But hopefully they're not upset with me when I don't say that I love it. But I like it. I like it. It has several flaws to it, and you guys need to know those before you ever consider buying it. But you know, that's a factor as well. So, but yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to discuss. We can discuss. Got the same post. You have Cole said he has the same poster. You have an It poster in your room. That's sick. I think that's what you're referencing, right? You're referencing the It poster. I think it's funny. It was I think it was Nebex who said that he hated how much I loved It, and I'm like, dude, you know you love It too. Like you just don't want to admit it. But yeah, it was amazing. I loved it so much. So it was definitely a unique experience. Well, it was a unique experience because it was a little bit different than most horror films you see. It actually had more than that, and I'll probably make a video essay about it at some point. I think I'm gonna title like It More Than a Horror Movie, because it really is. It has comedy, it has drama, it has character development, which most horror movies kind of don't nowadays. And it's like more. It's not. I mean, it's scary. It's pretty scary, I'd say, but it's not like super scary. It's not like gonna give you nightmares unless you hate clowns. But it's just a good movie. It's just a really well done movie, and I like that. But yeah, I really like that. I really liked it, honestly. I think it's probably one of my favorite movies. Maybe not in my top 10 ever or anything, but maybe. I mean, it's my favorite horror movie, like I mentioned. So, yeah, Aldo said he hated the special effects. That's understandable, dude. I love the special effects, but I could see how you wouldn't like them. They kind of did like like when Pennywise kind of like they get like a weird camera angle, like a close up, and he kind of like goes towards the children. That's kind of like what they did in the miniseries. So I guess they tried to emulate that a little bit. And that's kind of how they did it. But I thought the teeth and everything looked kind of cool. I heard some people not like them as much, kind of like you did. But I liked it. I thought it looked good. And the budget was kind of low. So I think maybe in the new film might look a little bit better. And we'll kind of see how that goes. So, you never know. I think, honestly, it's interesting, actually, because supposedly Jessica Chastain is going to play Bev, right? Bev? Yeah. Isn't her name Bev? Yeah, Bev. I think, yeah. So, like, I think she's going to be really good. So I mean, honestly, she fits the part pretty well, I'd say. I think Amy Adams might fit the part a little bit better. Yeah, but I don't know. I think Jessica Chastain would be really, really good. She'd be great. She's great in any movie she does. So supposedly she has a history with the director. I don't know which movie she did or whatever she did with him. But I mean, she's my favorite actress right now. So she's amazing. Yeah, but I loved it. I loved it for sure. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. That's weird. Did it change that? Okay, sorry. I had to change something in the description. So, all right. So now we got 6 people in here now. So if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, like off topic or on topic, anything that you guys want to discuss, I'm down. Within reason, of course. Nothing too crazy, but let's discuss real briefly. So I think when was Valentine's Day? Like last week? Yeah, it was like the 14th or something, right? 15th, 14th. I never know because I don't really have a Valentine, so like that's always interesting to me, and I kind of, I've always kind of like doing my own thing. You know what I mean? Like I have too much going on. It's not something I really value. Like I think a lot of people feel the pressure to settle down and get married and have kids and stuff. I mean, I'm 26. I'm not 46. You know what I mean? So I don't really feel that pressure necessarily. I just kind of do, my own thing and just kind of, I haven't had a girlfriend in a while just because I don't really pursue it. You know what I mean? It's not really of huge importance to me. So, I'm glad that Cole Deansy is with me on that one. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys agree because I think a lot of people feel pressure, and I've had a lot of people ask me about it. Like I've had friends who are like, "Will, we're putting you on eHarmony." I'm like, "I'm not. I don't want to go on eHarmony. Like I'm good. Like I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I've not had a girlfriend for a while, so I'm good." Austin's, of course, my brother would come in and ask me, "Do you have a special man in your life?" Of course, he would come in and ask me that. Of course not. Of course I don't. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but I do not. I'm a heterosexual male, and I'm sounding less convincing as I talk now, but that is the truth. There's nothing wrong with that, like I mentioned. So I'm glad that Austin came in and asked me that. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. Austin's going to be on the show at some point. Just not sure. Actually, Harry's in here. He's going to be on here at some point, too. I'm glad Harry thinks this is funny, by the way, because he's going to be on the show. So that we'll have to talk about that. But whoever else, if anyone else wants to come on the show, you guys can come on the show. But I'm going to show you, this is what it would look like. I've incorporated Tommy Wiseau in the show. I actually had the old title in there, but you can kind of see. You can kind of see like how I've built this. So basically it'll be 2 frames, and you'll have the title and the title of the episode and the podcast, and then we'll kind of go from there. You'll have the other person where Tommy Wiseau is, and then you'll have me on the right side, and we'll kind of be discussing. We'll debate things if we need to, but it's going to be super civil. I mean, it's going to be, if there's any other guests or movie reviewers or movie critics that you want on the show or whatever, then let me know. I'll try to reach out to them. I'll try to reach out to the bigger guys. I don't expect much. I don't expect them to really have an interest in this, but we'll kind of see how it goes and play it by ear. But I'm going to bring other guests on. I mean, like I said, I'm going to bring on different kind of people and different people with different insights to just talk about movies and other stuff. We can talk about other non-movie stuff too if you guys want to hear about that. So kind of like we're doing right now, and then kind of go from there. So let's see. Okay, so back to the original. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a little bit interesting times for sure, because it's always exciting to face new challenges and do the podcast and stuff. So Aldo said, "Lucky you, I'm almost 28. My parents always remind me that I have to get married." Yeah, my parents aren't like that at all. They're not really concerned with that kind of stuff. They're not super concerned. I mean, they're like, they're kind of like, you do what you want. My grandparents, well, my one grandmother kind of is, because she's super religious, and she's, it was funny actually. It was hilarious because now that Austin's in here, he can tell you, my brother, he convinced my grandmother that I was gay to mess with her. And because I haven't had a girlfriend in a while, so he convinced her that I was gay, and she's like super hardcore Christian. So she was like freaking out, and she was not happy. And the family was like mad at me and Austin. I was like, I had nothing to do with this. Like Austin thought it was hilarious to like convince her of this, but I had nothing to do with this, and I wanted no part of it. But yeah, he convinced her, and then she's very gullible. And he convinced her that I was gay. So that was fun. I got in trouble for that actually, and I had nothing to do with it. So that was interesting. But yeah, that kind of stuff happens a pretty decent amount, I would say. But yeah, like honestly, yeah, relationships, I wouldn't feel any pressure to get into anything. That's kind of just how I view it, and then kind of how I approach things. And it varies person by person, but a lot of people feel the pressure and societal influence to settle down. That's why people get on eHarmony and Tinder you get on Tinder for that, but more hookup kind of reason, and people feel that kind of pressure and that influence. I don't really. So people think I'm weird because of it, but that's not the case. Army Hammer is available. Harry said Army Hammer is available to come on the podcast, because that would be sick. If Army Hammer would come on the podcast, dude, that would be so cool. That'd be so cool. I'm so pissed. I'm so upset that he didn't not get nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Like, that might be the biggest snub that I've ever seen from the Academy. Like Armie Hammer was so good. Timothy Chalamet was probably a little bit better, but Armie Hammer was so great in that movie that he was so good. Like, he was so good. And he showed so much range, and he stepped into a role that he really wasn't comfortable with, from what I heard, and he did it so well and so convincingly. And that their relationship, it was just so different, and was something that isn't really seen in cinema very much. And I loved it. I thought it was great. Like I said, there's certainly some uncomfortable moments to it, which some people didn't like that I said that, but that's just how I feel about it. But I think it's a great love story. It's very unique, and Armie Hammer was so good in it. I picked him to win in my award. So I picked him to win, and he didn't even make it for the Oscars, which is ridiculous. So Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Like, he deserved it. Like, you put two people from Three Billboards in over Army Hammer. Like, maybe I could get one of them, but like, I wouldn't put either of them in over Army Hammer. Like, Woody Harrelson and Sam Rockwell are both good in Three Billboards. Don't get me wrong, very good. But you don't need to put two from the same movie and exclude Army Hammer. It doesn't make sense. Oh, Dennis with the. Well, first Cole said Army Hammer is underrated. For sure, underrated. He was great in Free Fire. I liked him in Free Fire a lot too. Dennis said with the hot take of the day, Michael Stahlberg, sorry, is greater than Army Hammer, dude. Not in this movie. Not in this movie. He might be a better actor overall, maybe, but he hasn't really. He's been in a lot of supporting roles, kind of small roles, but he hasn't really had a chance to kind of shine in a leading role that I've seen. I'm sure he's probably done movies like that, but nothing super big that I've seen. He's great in every movie he does, and after Call Me by Your Name and Arrival, and what else is he in? He's in a bunch of other stuff too. And he's always great, so he's gonna start getting bigger roles. Good point, Harry. Social Network playing roles at the same time, playing two roles at the same time. Yeah, I gotta watch. I've been like seeing clips show up on my YouTube suggested from Social Network. I gotta watch Social Network again. I remember being so good. I gotta watch it again. I watched the Steve Jobs movie. I'd never seen the one with Michael Fassbender, not the one with Ashton Kutcher. I watched the one with Michael Fassbender. Dude, I thought it was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'll probably do a review on it at some point. Maybe I'll put it on the Patreon or something, or put it, I don't know, somewhere. But I thought it was pretty good, not amazing. And I thought Michael Fassbender was so good. I thought Seth Rogen was so good. It's very well acted. Has that Aaron Sorkin fast dialogue convo style, which I kind of like most of the time. Except in the newsroom, it kind of gets weird. I like the newsroom, but it kind of gets weird sometimes. And kind of, I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with Aaron Sorkin. Like, it works in some movies and doesn't work for others. But it worked in Miss Sloane for sure. Worked in Miss Sloane. So Austin's asking me what's your favorite food. So my favorite food is well, actually, yeah, it's probably this. Well, it's probably gonna sound dumb when I say this, but it's meatloaf. But it's not any meatloaf. It's not just a meatloaf you would buy at the store. It's meatloaf that my mom makes with mac and cheese. So it's kind of like a combo food. It's a combo dinner, and that's kind of what I like the most for sure. That's my favorite. But there's obviously other stuff like pizza is everyone's favorite, and then kind of those kind of things. So Cole said, I really like the dialogue with Steve Jobs. Didn't expect to be as sucked in the movie as I was. Yeah, it's weird because in the movie, like, not that much really happens. It's just like conversations, like a bunch of conversations, like not a lot of events really happening. So it doesn't really like it's just captivating because of how well acted and how well written it is, and how much of a character Steve Jobs was. I said meatloaf is probably the whitest food. Debatable. I would say like turkey or something maybe. I don't know. There's probably other ones that could be on there. So Dennis said, I don't like most food. I don't know what's wrong with you, dude, because I love food. That's part of my problem. Part of my problem just because I weigh I think I weigh like 180 pounds and I'm like 6'4", so I'm probably like right on where I should be. But I probably need to. Like I said, I'm gonna bulk up and look like Jason Statham soon. Yeah, pot roast is up there too. Harry Fraser said it was hard for me to watch Steve Jobs because I read the book. Yeah, see, I haven't read the book. I don't read very much. I read like my textbooks because I have to, but even then I try to like pick and choose what I read. I don't really enjoy reading very much. It's not a pleasure thing for me. So that's kind of how I view it. Yes, Harry said you're 6'4". Yes. Well, like 6'3" and a half, 6'4", somewhere in between there. But yeah, 6'3" at minimum. So yeah, in my Kylo Ren costume, yeah, I'm the perfect height for it. Not necessarily as big as him, as Adam Driver, but definitely got the height and the demeanor for it, I'd say. Even though I can, I'm not necessarily mean like him, but in the costume, no one really knows any different. So, but yeah, I'm 6'4", or around there at least. But yeah, so I think that pretty much sums everything up. If you guys have any final questions for me, just let me know and we can talk about whatever. But it's just fun to kind of hang out and do those kind of things. Dennis said I weigh like 80. You don't weigh 80. You're messing around at this point. You're just messing with us. You don't weigh 80. You weigh more than 80 for sure. I've never seen you in real life, but I would assume you weigh more than 80 because I think you're around my age. I'm not sure exactly. So, but yeah, I don't know. I weigh like 180. So like that's kind of where I'm at. So Nora Detective said, "What's your next review?" I don't know actually. I might actually. Well, what I'll probably end up doing, considering I posted a video earlier last night, I'll probably do Well, I'm working on the helmet review, and that's kind of taking up a lot of my time right now, or it will be, because I'm gonna try to film everything in like a day or two. Maybe like try to film a lot tomorrow and some tonight, and then kind of go from there. But I'm gonna do probably a request. I'm not sure what's next up on the list. I think it's her. Yeah, it's her. Someone requested her, the movie with Joaquin Phoenix. That's next on the list, I'm pretty sure. And then I usually go see a new movie Thursday night or Friday. I gotta see what's coming out this week. I forget. I honestly forget. Let me check. I don't think it says. I don't know. There'll be something that I'll review on Friday. That I'm just not exactly sure yet. But I'm gonna review her. Yeah. So Harry said, last question: Oscar prediction for Best Picture. I'm gonna do a video on this, but for now, I will give that answer. Man, I don't know. This is like the most up in the air year that I think I've seen like ever. Like maybe ever. Like there is no, like last year to me the clear favorite was La La Land, and with the outside chance for Moonlight, and Moonlight ended up taking it, which is, you know, it's fine. I wanted La La Land to win, but I was fine with Moonlight because I loved it. But this year, dude, it could be literally anything. Like it could be anything. Like if I had to pick, I don't know, man. Like I have this weird feeling about Dunkirk. I have this weird feeling that Dunkirk is gonna get it done, but I don't know. I think it's Dunkirk, Three Billboards, or Lady Bird. Those are my three. That's the three that I think have the best chance. But it could be any of them. It could be any of the, 8 nominees? Yeah, I don't know. Cody said I need to see her as well. Yes. Alden said, how do you respond to allegations that you're the Scranton Strangler? Those are unsubstantiated claims that will never be proven. So people try to interview me about being the Scranton Strangler, but I don't even live in Scranton, so I don't know where those allegations come from. So I categorically deny all allegations about Scranton Stranglers, or me being the Scranton Strangler. I have a lot to say about that movie, about her. Yeah, so when you comment on my review, you have a lot to say. Very lackluster year for Oscars. Yeah, it was an interesting thing. It was an interesting year for Oscars for sure. It was definitely. I liked last year better, but I did like this year a lot. Like as the year went on, I kind of was like, I don't know about this year. Like for Oscar movies, for dramas. Last year was certainly better to me. Last year had like some of my favorite movies, but this year was still pretty good. I still thought we had some great movies. Yeah, so Dennis said, I hope Roger Deakins loses. Dude, he's not going to lose. Roger Deakins is going to win this time. I know you're trolling me at this point, but he's going to win. Dennis said, I like Backlash. I don't know if you mean Whiplash. Backlash? I don't think I know about the Backlash. Also said 2012 to 2013, the best year for Oscar movies. I'm not going to argue with that necessarily. Last year was pretty good too, though. Last year was pretty good, but 2012 had Django, Zero Dark 30, Argo, Life of Pi. What else? A lot of other good ones, but that year was great too. Those are some of my favorite movies as well. But yeah, like, so any last questions, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. I'm actually really hungry. I'm going to eat, but then I'm going to spend the rest of my night filming this helmet. 2014 was good too. I can't remember exactly what was the nominees in 2014, but 2014 was good. Like I said, this year wasn't bad. It was still pretty good. It has a lot of really good movies, a lot of really great contenders. I just don't think there's a clear favorite. There's not like a La La Land this year. There's not one of those. Even though there were a lot of great movies, I gave a lot of 10s this year. There were a lot of 10s that I gave out. So obviously great movies. Yeah, 12 Years a Slave was really good. I was totally on the 12 Years a Slave bandwagon in terms of Best Picture. It totally deserved it. So here he just says meatloaf for sure, dude. Meatloaf. I mean, like, you can't just cook meatloaf. You gotta you gotta season it correctly and make it taste good. Like, a hunk of meat by itself is just not gonna taste good. You have to cook it correctly, like my mom does. She has a special recipe, I guess. She also said Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, definitely another great movie. So Cole said, are you planning on seeing Netflix's Altered Carbon? I haven't looked into Altered Carbon yet. I keep seeing it advertised to me on the Netflix front page, but I haven't actually watched it. What I've been watching on Netflix lately is usually I try to watch stuff when I go to the gym. Like, I'll get on the bike and watch stuff. I watched The Godfather 1. I really liked that. I talked about that in the last stream, I think. Really liked it. Gotta watch The Godfather 2. I'm not sure if I watched Godfather 3 or not because I haven't heard great things about it, but I've heard the first two are amazing. Really liked the first one. But I'll probably watch Altered Carbon at some point. Dennis said Prisoners. Dude, just watched Prisoners the other day. So good. Loved it. I talked about that in the last stream, I think. But yeah, so I think that'll pretty much wrap things up. If there's any last final questions, I'll answer that. We got about a couple more minutes, I guess I'd say. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. So And like I said, I got to get this review done. Not sure how much Lager Toys is going to love this review, but it is honest and it is, transparent. That's what I do. Have I seen, Aldo said, have I seen Legion? No, I have not seen Legion. Is it good? You have to explain Legion to me because I have not seen Legion. And Dennis said you can watch movies while you're working out. Yes, you can watch movies while you're working out. If have you ever been on one of those bikes at the gym, like where you just you're sitting down and biking? You just put your iPad up on the little stand there and just kind of watch stuff while you're working out. Because otherwise, if you're just like biking for an hour, it just gets really repetitive and monotonous and boring. So you kind of watch something while you're doing it, and it helps. So Aldous is one of the best shows ever. Awesome, dude. I'll have to watch it then. I'll have to watch it. You have to tell me more about it because I don't know too much about it. I would definitely be interested in it though. If you're recommending it, then I'm interested in it. So Harry said Godfather is one of the best movies of all time. Dude, I think most people consider it the best movie of all time, or at least one of them, like you said. So yeah, it's definitely a great movie. I'll probably try to review it at some point. There's just so much I gotta get. There's dude, a lot of times you guys have seen I think I have 30 requests to get to, and I can maybe only get to 1 or 2 a week right now. So it's tough to get to them all. So you guys have seen a lot of times you'll request something and then the review won't come till 6 months later because it takes so long for me to get to everything and watch everything and review all the other stuff I have to review. So it's tough. Okay, so Noah Hawley is God. I don't think I know Noah Hawley very well. Cole Deansy said you like Stranger Things. Yes, I do like Stranger Things. I like season 2 more than season 1, which is crazy because I gave them both a 10, I think, but just a little bit more. It's really splitting hairs, but they're both amazing. They're both fantastic. Really great show. Really like Stranger Things. I don't think it's overrated. I think it's really good. I wouldn't say it's as good as, well, it's different. It's probably as good as Game of Thrones. I like Game of Thrones more for sure, but season 2 of Stranger Things I really loved it. Season 1 was great, but I like season 2 just a little bit more. But yeah, I love Stranger Things. All right, so yeah, I think that's pretty much going to wrap things up. I think we talked about a pretty good amount of stuff tonight, I think. So that's, it's always fun to just talk about whatever and just, hang out and those kind of things. That's what's always fun about these live streams. It's weird though, because YouTube keeps demonetizing my live streams. I'm not cussing or talking about anything crazy, so I don't really know what's going on. The system is really messy right now. I'm gonna have to make a video about that or something. Dude, they're even the simplest reviews like Black Panther. My Black Panther review got demonetized. I had to request a review and they always accept it. But it's monetized, then it's demonetized, then I request a review and it's accepted and monetized, then it's demonetized again. So it's a mess, dude. It's a total mess. Dennis said, I just can't think you'll get a good experience watching movies while working out. Yeah, you totally can, dude. You totally can. I mean, you're just sitting there biking. You're not running and pumping and lifting. You're just stationary biking. So I think you're fine watching movies. But yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it for this time. So be on the lookout for the helmet review. I know some of you aren't really interested in that kind of thing, but I always like to do them every now and then. And I'll probably do I don't know if I'll get a request done this week. I might. But there'll be her will be coming up sometime soon. I'm probably going to watch it sometime, maybe tomorrow or something if I have time. But yeah, her will be reviewed sometime soon. And then I'll see a new movie probably Thursday or Friday. So I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be yet. I'm not sure. But something, and I'll probably review out for that as well. So there'll probably be at least 1 or 2 more videos out this week. So we'll kind of play it by ear. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. So hopefully we can do this. Like I said, usually a Sunday sometime I do these as well. Sunday in the morning, 10:30 or 11 or something, or maybe even 10. I'm not sure, how quickly I can get everything set up and going. But yeah, sometime around then I'll be doing another live stream. We talk about whatever else. So I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight, like always. And I'll see you guys soon, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Come up with some topics that we can talk about next time, and I'll answer whatever you guys want to talk about. We can discuss whatever. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. And as always, thanks again.